Hello and welcome to episode 97 of the Disney Park Princess podcast. I'm your co-host, Sara.
I'm Heather.
Hi, Sharla. That was a late point.
That was a late point.
Both of us are pointing. Nobody's going.
So this week on the Disney Park Princess podcast, we are going to be talking about our favorite attractions at Epcot. But if you are watching us on YouTube, you've probably already figured out that we look a little different this week. Well, we don't look different, but our setup looks a little different. We're testing Zoom as a method for recording this podcast. This is Sharla's brainchild. She is the tech goddess among us. So if it works, it was all her idea. And if it fails, it was all her idea. So, yeah. But we wanted something so that we were all the same size. We were all getting annoyed that each week one of us was the big
big talking head.
Yeah, and I have no idea how to fix that. So we're trying Zoom, and it looks like this might work.
So we'll see.
If it sounds bad, if you're listening to audio, please let us know, because we want to have, regardless of what it looks like on YouTube or any video, we want to have the best sound quality.
Yeah. What's important is that it sounds okay. So if you notice a difference, you can email us at info@disneyparkprincess.com and just let us know. Please don't just post a terrible review on iTunes and say episode 97 sucked because their audio quality was terrible. Like we're telling you, we know it might be different. We'll fix it. You just gotta let us know. So, all right. So not a lot of Disney news this week because not much going on. People going to the parks and Oh, I guess we should mention that they did close to capacity. Both Downtown Disney in Southern California and Disney Springs, and I believe all of the theme parks did close to whatever capacity is over the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah,
so
Universal too.
Universal as well. Mm-hmm. Yep, and City Walk, I think. So, yeah, so people are visiting. I'm very jealous. Seriously jealous. But so yeah, keep an eye on that, and they absolutely are being strict as whatever the capacity is. And I mean, I saw some photos that, and it's difficult to tell because photos just a slice. It's just a single moment in time. It could have been 5 minutes after the park opened, and so of course everybody's in the same place. I mean, I did see some photos where it looked busier than I thought it would. Yeah. Given what the rumored capacity was.
Especially for Labor Day weekend, where in normal times, it's usually very empty at the parks because everybody's gone back to school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Very interesting. So, I don't know.
I'd be curious. I mean, I can obviously go online and look, but I would love to know what the wait times were, because we've heard that there have been no wait times and, 30 minutes the most.
I read that the longest wait time I saw reported was Flights of Passage, I think, which was a little over an hour.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I mean, nothing.
Compared to normally, that's
which is 3 or 4 hours.
Gosh darn good. Yeah, I would take an
yes,
hour.
It may be capacity, but capacity is still very, very low. So
yeah. So anyway, so that's it. So this week we are going to be talking about Disney's Hollywood Studios and our favorite attractions. I'm going to put favorites in like big air quotation marks because this is not any of our favorite park.
No. Hollywood Studios used to be my favorite park growing up. I loved it so intensely. And then they took away all the cool things that I really loved. Yeah. Like my true favorite attractions have been gone for years and years. So I don't really love it anymore.
Yeah. So this one might be, we might be less sort of, we're not going to be waxing rhapsodic like we have in the previous 2 episodes. Although, well, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, I don't remember who went first last time. I think Heather, you went first last time. So Sharla, I'm going to make you go first this time. What is your first attraction that you love at Hollywood Studios?
All right. Well, can we put a caveat on this saying none of us have ridden Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway yet?
Yes, we should mention that. Yeah.
That could change once we get down there and can ride it.
Might go straight to the top of our lists. We don't know.
We don't know. However, my current favorite attraction at the parks that I have ridden is definitely Rise of the Resistance. Loved it. I thought it was so fun. It was really innovative. It was just different from anything that I could have ever expected. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. I'm not even a huge Star Wars fan. Yeah. I just thought that it was so cool, and I wanted to ride it again immediately after, because I know that I missed so many things. Yeah. My favorite. Right. And I only rode it that one time.
I know, we only rode it that one time. Yeah, and it took 2 days to get that ride. So yeah. Heather, what about you?
My first favorite attraction, my very most favorite attraction at Hollywood Studios is the carrot cake cookie. And you can't tell me that's not an attraction, because that's really the only thing I like to go to the park for.
I wouldn't dare. I would not dare.
To me, it's an attraction. But yeah, so carrot cake cookie, which has been found at several different locations as they've been closing lands and moving things around. Currently, you can find it at the Starbucks. And I enjoy it so deeply. It makes me really happy. If you haven't tried one yet, what are you waiting for?
I mean, like Disney Food Blog says, food is a theme park, right?
Why not? Right? I mean, if you're anything like me, you plan your trips around where you're going to eat. So
yep.
What the heck?
I'm not mad at that at all, honestly. I probably should have taken your, all right, well then you know what? I'm going to change one of mine. Based on that, because I had a really hard time with this. Because I just don't. It's not my favorite park. I don't really like it. So I'm going to agree with Sharla. I enjoyed Rise of the Resistance. Part of my enjoyment was watching Sharla ride Rise of the Resistance, because it was just her reactions where she was just so like. It was fantastic. It was great. But I really enjoyed that ride. I thought I loved the different interactive elements, and I loved, that I don't want to give it away because so many people haven't had a chance to ride it, but it is a multi-sensory sort of experience. And so yes, I would
I'm going to dissent from the group here and say that my experience in getting on the ride has left such a sour taste in my mouth that there was not much enjoyment on that ride for me, nor is there any incentive for me to attempt to ride at any point in the future until the boarding pass system becomes less flawed. Like it was really awful experience, if I'm honest. So I don't have a love for that ride like you guys do.
Yeah. And I think yours actually, yours was like a 1-day experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ours was 2 days to get on the ride. Yeah, it was, I agree. I enjoyed it. I don't know that I'll be in a super big hurry to get on it again, unless I'm with somebody that has never ridden it before and is a big Star Wars fan. Like if my husband and I go, I'm going to have to do it again, obviously, but I don't know that it's something I certainly would never do that process again.
And I'm wondering too, now with the reduced capacity at the parks, is it easier to get the boarding pass? Is it easier to get on? Because now there's a new added frustration in that you don't have a park hopper. So, you get a late boarding pass. I'm going to go to Epcot for the day. I'm going to go to Magic Kingdom. I'm going to go to California Adventure. We can't do that because you can't park hop. So is it easier to get on the ride now because there's fewer people in the parks, or is it still that same frustrating, you never know? It left a sour taste in my mouth, so that's all.
And I have read that people, it's not a situation where everybody gets a boarding pass. There are still plenty of people that are logging in and are not getting boarding passes. Now you have two chances, there's 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, I think, that you can try to get boarding passes, but there are still people that are unable to get on the attraction, and given the capacity limitations, that's puzzling. But the ride is also still going down for extended periods of time. So
it's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. A year later.
Get it together.
Get it together, Disney. Yeah. All right, Sharla, what's your number 2?
Okay, number 2 is Tower of Terror. Love it. To me, it's not the best Tower of Terror, because I have to give that to Tokyo, at least right now that I've seen, but it's got more than just a vertical drop, because it goes horizontal, and that's what makes it the best to me.
Okay.
I love the theming too. I like the Guardians of the Galaxy theming that they did at Disneyland or California Adventure, so I think that fits in really, really well with it. So I like it that it still has the classic Twilight Zone theme. I love that horizontal part, and it's one of the only attractions that still like absolutely scares me like it's my first time every time I go on it. Because I don't know what it's going to do. You don't know the order. It's random. You don't know if you're going to go up or down first, and that always just gets my stomach going, and I love it. Yeah.
Well, you will never find the Tower of Terror on my list. It's like my most hated attraction, but I'm going to agree with you in that, well, I will not ride it unless somebody really, really forces me to or gives me a few shots of tequila. I love to stand in that queue. I think it's the best themed ride at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, like, I love the queue.
I love the old Hollywood feel. I love walking through the grounds. I could stand for an hour in that lobby and just look at all the little details. I love it.
I love it. I do love the queue. I am okay with the ride now. I'll ride it if I have to. I like Guardians better than Tower of Terror personally. But it's not my.
I really like it. I like scary movies and stuff, and we just started watching the new Twilight Zone this weekend. So
what's the new Twilight?
I didn't know there was a new.
Oh yeah, Jordan Peele is heading it up, and he's the new Rod Serling, the new narrator on it. And we've only watched 2 or 3 episodes, but
what's
it came
it
out
on?
CBS All Access.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
And it came out in 2019, but we just started watching it.
Oh, okay.
So but I really liked it a lot. It was very good. So
yeah,
really all-star cast.
Okay.
Really all-star cast. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. All right, Heather, what's your second one?
Oh gosh. Okay. My second one, I am going to go with a not traditional attraction again. And I'm going to say Streetmosphere. The Streetmosphere players are my second favorite. And you don't get to see them that much anymore. And I know a lot of people don't watch them, but if you've ever noticed, sometimes they call them the citizens of Hollywood. If you're on Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset Boulevard, and all of a sudden, a public work guy comes out, or there's a director and he's casting for his new movie, or there's this Hollywood starlet come running down the street, and they're really funny. You never know what scene he's going to be performed in front of you. And then the scenes are also different depending on, sometimes they'll pull guests out of the crowd, sometimes it'll just be between the actors, but they're really funny. And I love that it adds another layer of this fictitious world that we're supposed to be in. And it's kind of a little nod to what Hollywood studios used to be, which was learning about movies and being immersed in movies. And it made you feel like you were in Hollywood. And now it's just a mad scramble to get to Star Wars or Toy Story. And I feel like Hollywood studios has its little bit of an identity crisis going on, but the Streetmosphere players kind of just bring you back into that. And so if you ever see them, just take 5 minutes to watch them. That's what Disney does better than any other theme park company in the world, is they build this world and they give you all these layers of details, and most people don't take the time to stop and appreciate it.
Yeah. Even if you don't see a show going on, sometimes they're just around. One time I was leaving for the day, and Scoops, their newspaper reporter,
my favorite.
He was standing there. Yeah, he was standing there with a newspaper, and I said, "Hey, Scoops, what's going on?" And he told me all these just terrible, terrible jokes, and they were it was so fun. I had a really good time just for 2 or 3 minutes talking to him, and he never, they never break character, and they're always ready to talk to you at any point. But he was kind of blending in. He was just kind of standing against the wall, leaning with the newspaper up. So it was really fun. Yeah, I agree. That's a good attraction.
Glad they still have those, because I feel like Disney has gotten away from that in other parks a lot. They've really cut way back on it, but you can still find them in Hollywood studios, which I appreciate. And so just, if you ever see like a small crowd forming and you're wondering like, what is that? Like, stop, don't, just keep going. Like, chances
take
are
your
good.
5 minutes. That ride is still going to be there. Take your 5 minutes and watch, because it's so much fun. And you might get pulled into it too, like you might get pulled out of your comfort zone, and now you have to be like the leading lady of this new movie. It's a lot of fun.
They're fantastic. All right, my next one is, to the surprise of 0 people who know me, you guys can probably guess. the Frozen sing-along. Charlotte's like, yup.
I don't disagree with you. It didn't make my list, but
it did. Okay,
it did. No, it didn't.
It didn't
because I wrote down 5 attractions real fast that I really enjoyed there, and I don't know, it didn't even occur to me.
Yeah,
but I agree with you. I love it.
It wasn't on my original list, and then Heather mentioned the carrot cake cookie, and I was like, oh wait, what is the one thing that I actually really love more than pretty much anything else at Hollywood Studios? And it's the Frozen sing-along, because I love an excuse to sing. Like, you can't tell me I am not Idina Menzel in the middle of that show. Like, I'm singing the whole thing. I love it. But what I really love about it is, even if you are sick to death of Frozen, and I get it, I do. I don't have a daughter, but I have many friends who have little girls who never want to hear the word Frozen again. I understand. But this is told from a different point of view, and the storytellers in this show they're
fantastic. They're so funny.
They are the best. So yeah, highly recommend the Frozen sing-along.
Yeah, it's like they could take all the Frozen music out of it and make it not a sing-along and just have those storytellers. And
it would still be good. I wouldn't love it as much, but it would still be good. Yeah, it is not, and really, small secret in case anybody's listening, spoiler alert, Elsa's hardly in it. So if you're just sick unto death of Elsa, she's in it for 2 minutes. Like, it's not.
It's not about Elsa at all.
It's not about it. It ain't about her.
Yeah.
I am a little bit hoping though that they update it to include some of the Frozen 2 stuff. Because that would be great. All right. Last one of our top 3. Sharla.
Okay, I'm torn. I have two left on my list.
You declare a tie.
Do the one that's not on my list.
Okay, I'm gonna go then. If I'm thinking correctly, I'm gonna say Slinky Dog Dash, because I don't think that's on your list, and I think my other one is. So, Slinky Dog Dash is so cute. It's a kid's coaster for sure. But it's fast in some places, it's slow in some places.
It's a lot more than what I was expecting.
Way more than we were expecting.
Yeah. It's faster than the Barnstormer or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or anything like that. It's very fun. The queue is really cute. You're in Andy's backyard, and the way you've got the box for the roller coaster that he has set up, and then you're going through, and you can see some of his backyard and some of the things he's got set up, and I just think it's a really cute attraction. It's really sweet, and it's not. I don't think it's too scary for a first or second roller coaster.
Yeah,
I mean, I was afraid.
Heather and I rode it together. Scared. Heather and I rode it together for the first time, and I wasn't scared necessarily, but I definitely got off it and was like, oh, that is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, this is a lot more than I bargained for. It was a lot of fun. It was really cute. But what I like about it is that it is different than any other Slinky Dog Dash that's in the parks around the world. So we did the ones in Paris. I got to do the one in Hong Kong. And
we didn't like the one in Paris either, for the record.
Well, the one in Paris and the one in
the
one in Paris and the one in Hong Kong, or Hong Kong's the original, and Paris was a copy. They're kind of like that Himalaya ride. If anybody's watching, you can see me go.
Oh, it was the RC cars that we did.
The RC cars we didn't like. But
I will not go on that one. I will not go on those.
The Slinky Dog in Paris and Hong Kong just makes a circle around. That's all it does.
It's like that Himalaya ride at the fair.
No, I remember.
And so this is the first time that Disney did something different, which let's encourage that. And it's really, really cute. I don't want to wait for hours. Like, it's not that great to me, but it's a lot of fun.
Right. That's the downside of it, is that there's usually a really long wait. But I enjoy it. I think it's really cute. And it was next on my list after the other thing that I think you're going to talk about, but if not, then I'm adding my other one back in. This was not the one I wanted to say.
It was my number 3, and it got bumped for Frozen. So, all right, Heather, what's yours?
Okay, so my third favorite is Rock and Roller Coaster.
That's what mine is too. That's what my number 3 is too.
I love it. It's so much fun, and people get nervous, you know, it's upside down and it is a little bit bumpy, but I have a secret tip for that. Maybe I'll put that in like a VIP tip email. But I love the queue. I love the music. I especially when you can get Love in an Elevator and they time it to going down. It makes me so happy. And you like you get off and everybody's dancing and laughing. I love it.
I agree. Yeah, that was next, but I decided to change it. I love it. It's so fun and it's really, really fast and
and I'm a child of the 80s, so for me that's just
I'm super afraid that it's not long for this world, or even if like they theme it, because you know maybe a lot of people don't know Aerosmith anymore, which is a shame, but you know I will be very sad when that happens.
I will too.
And I love that pre-show too, that little video of them in the recording studio. I love it every time.
Yep.
And I love when you go out into the alley, like instead of like, you know, most people are sitting and, you know, chatting with each other, or you're watching the limos take off. But if you look in the alley, like there's tons of little bumper stickers and like fun little hidden details.
Yeah. It's a great cue. Like there, like all of the like the concert posters and like the doors that you pass, it's super detailed. Yeah. I love it. Yep. That was my number 3 too. I love it. It's way up there in my
like
top
if I'm gonna pick if we're gonna say attractions are only rides, no shows, no anything else, that's gonna be my favorite one, hands down.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
But I love a carrot cake cookie more than I love Rock and Roller Coaster.
Well, I might like Rock and Roller Coaster more than Frozen. It's probably my number 1.
Well, one really good thing about Rock and Roller Coaster is there is still a single rider line, and it typically, not always, but typically does move faster than the regular line. So if you are by yourself or with adults that don't mind splitting up a little bit, you can a lot of times go to that faster. So
I will say every once in a while though, that single rider line can be long.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it, but every once in a while that single rider line will sometimes I feel like is almost longer than the stand spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes it is. So it just varies by time you go, but it's worth looking into.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Hold on, I'm going to throw a curveball at you two.
Okay.
And I don't know if you're going to have answers or not, but what is your favorite extinct attraction from Hollywood Studios?
The Great Movie Ride.
Yeah.
Mine is Superstar Television.
I don't even remember that.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
I'm telling you, this used to be, I loved Hollywood Studios back in the day.
Oh, I forgot about Sounds Dangerous though. Might have been
Sounds Dangerous was fun. But do you remember?
I hated that so much.
Do you remember when Sounds Dangerous wasn't even Sounds Dangerous? Like it was a legit like Foley show, and they showed you how they made the sound effects for movies. So right next to that, which is where the American Idol thing was for a while, was Superstar Television. And you would go in and you would stand in that giant, like, sloping cattle call arena, and a casting director would come out and they would pull people out of the audience. Like, I need a lady in her 40s and blah, blah, blah. And so they would pick about 15 or 20 people out of the audience. Everybody else would go into the theater. And then those people that were picked got to be a part of TV shows. So they had, you know, I Love Lucy, Home Improvement. They had a bunch of clips of, I want to say, like, I don't know if it was The Tonight Show or, you know, one of those evening shows. I lived for that as a kid. Like, me and my cousins and my sister, like, every time if we didn't get picked, we would be so mad because it was just so fun to be in it.
Yeah. That's also, awesome. I have to say, RIP Backlot Studio Tour.
Yeah, I loved
the real one that was like 2 hours long, not the 10-minute, like.
I mean, either one. I'd be fine with either one. Like, yeah. I
really liked the Animation Academy stuff that we used to have too.
Yep. Yep. I used to love all of that.
Yeah. Hollywood Studios used to be really cool, and now it's just like hey, let's go ride Star Wars. Woohoo.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, and it's interesting, like, none of us mentioned Indiana Jones. None of us mentioned Star Tours. Like, none of us mentioned Millennium Falcon. None of us mentioned, you know, like, there's a lot of attractions that are there now that.
I mean, we're not the target demographic, and I do enjoy
really not.
I enjoy a Star Tours, but you know.
Yeah. And that's just one of those things that I can't do anymore with my I guess when I turned, I don't know, 25 or something, and I couldn't do motion stuff anymore. Star Tours is on that list. It gives me a headache, and I don't like it because of that.
But to be honest, my real favorite thing about Hollywood Studios,
Brown Derby Lounge,
the shopping.
Oh,
they do have good shops.
They have good shops.
Yeah,
they have
absolutely.
They have good shops. Like they have a lot of merchandise.
They really
and
do.
a lot of hard to find things.
So we just need to get a few martinis in or margaritas in at the Brown Derby Lounge and then go over and shop.
That sounds like a fantastic day to me. And
that sounds pretty good.
Get my carrot cake cookies on the way out. FYI, that's
completely fine with that.
That's basically what I do anytime I'm at Hollywood Studios anyway.
Trying to remember the last time the three of us were at Hollywood Studios. Did we even go on? I don't think we even went on anything. I think we just
went to the lounge.
Yeah, that's possible. Well, so that does it for Hollywood Studios. Next week, last but not least, Animal Kingdom, which I think we will probably all be much more enthusiastic about. Although it has less attractions than Hollywood Studios, I think technically. So we'll see. Also, little as we're talking about things that we're going to miss, the rumor has it, and this is rumor, it has not been confirmed, but all signs point to Voyage of the Little Mermaid is going bye-bye. So
I mean, come on, it's about time.
That theater smelled really like it really needed a good steam cleaning. So I'm not surprised, but I know for a lot of people, that's, that was a favorite. So
yeah.
I mean, it's a really, really cute show. Who doesn't love the Little Mermaid? And I love when they do the under the sea sequence. It's really cute, but it's also 20 something years old. It's probably almost 30 years old now.
Older than that. Yeah.
We got to update, even if we put something Little Mermaid back in there, that's fine. But at least the effects should be updated or something.
Yeah. Or let's just redo the theater. Good God, reupholster something. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But so next week will be Animal Kingdom. Merch update. We talked about it last week. We've had some sales. You can visit our I should get my face mask. It's downstairs.
It's cute, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very cute.
It's super cute. Look at
In case you're not watching on YouTube, I am modeling the Galaxy phone case for everyone to see.
All right. Nice. Yep, I got my face mask. I love it. We have a mug, we have a tote bag, and we're still doing a giveaway. So the link to the form for the giveaway will be in the show notes and in the description on YouTube and in this week's newsletter as well. So we're getting some great comments with the entries because I left a comment box there and people have been so sweet and so nice, and I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying everything. The one comment that did make me giggle a little bit was that I wish there was more products for guys, and I thought, what about a coffee mug or a face mask or a phone case is not for, I didn't really understand. I understand that it's pink, but that's our logo. But,
hey, Justin has a pink iPhone.
I mean, I reject the construct that pink is necessarily female. So.
Let me pose a question. Would you men wear a baseball cap? Are you looking for something like that? Let us know. Is that something?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Is it the logo that you're objecting to? Because it's our logo. Not sure what to tell you. That's our logo. Or if it's, it was just, you didn't find the merch. I don't know. I didn't understand that one. So, but I'm happy to provide whatever, have to work on whatever type of merchandise you guys want. You just got to let us know. Let us know what it is specifically you're looking for. We have had a request. I think somebody asked for a sweatshirt. So I'll see what I can do about that. But so merch is available. We have phone cases, we have tote bags, we have mugs, we have a face mask. And if you are a Patreon supporter, thank you, but you also get a discount depending on what level that you're at. You either get a 5%, a 10%, or a 15% discount off of our merch. And we are giving away sort of a complete set of our merchandise to one lucky winner in the United States. You just need to make sure that you let us know what type of phone that you have. That is one of the questions on the form. So be specific. Don't just tell me you have an iPhone X. I need to know, is it like an XR? Is it a what? Be specific. Because the phone cases come in all of the different models. Or if it's a, Samsung, then it's a Samsung Galaxy Plus, like Heather's was.
There's an S20 and S20 Plus.
Yeah.
Some other,
Yep. So I need to know specifically. And we're going to be doing that drawing next week. We will probably do it live on the podcast. Sharla, this is a randomizer. All of the names get put into the randomizer and it chooses. This is not our personal choice. So everybody that's commenting, please pick me. It's not us choosing. Whoever you are, I'm sure we love you. And if we could, we would pick you, but that's not how it works. Stay tuned. Coming up next on our Patreon Extra. And again, this is exclusive content for Patreon supporters, which we hope you are one. If not, we hope you'll become one. We are going to be talking about comfort food for the soul, not food actually, but more, what are the books and the TV shows and the movies that we go to when we need to pick me up? So whether it's a book that you reread over and over again, or a TV show that you have watched a million times, Grey's Anatomy, or like a movie that you watch when you're not feeling well, whatever it is, we're going to be sharing what those are for us. Or if you just aren't a person who does that, we're going to be talking about that too. So stay tuned, and we will be back next week with episode 98. We're creeping up on 100. I don't know how that's possible, but especially since we haven't aged a day in the last 2 years. And thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Sharla, you have to stop.
Yep, I see that.